And it is springtime, baby. And the thing I love about springtime is that it embodies GP. And what I mean by GP is the God principle, the principle of positivity. So really quick this Sunday morning, I want to go over the seasons just real briefly, but then I want to really focus on this God principle I'm talking about, which of course is the principle of positivity. So basically all of our holy days or holidays are all tracking the movements of the sun, the zodiac, the stars, and the seasons. And the purpose of tracking the seasons is because, again, we are nature anthropomorphized, or we are the personification of nature. We are literally nature in the flesh. So we're not separate from these principles. Let me give you an example. And I touched on this in one of my other videos way back when, but your body is 70% water. The earth is 70% water. Do you not think that that's meant by design? Because again, we're going to mimic nature. All we're doing is just manifesting nature in an ability to observe nature in ourselves. So that's what makes these seasons so profound. So the reason why spring is my favorite season because it's the season of resurrection. That's why you have the Easter bunny and these eggs and this fertility. And the egg is symbolic of fertility because it's that never-ending oval or that circle of life. Just like Lion King hinted at. So when you understand this and you understand the seasons, you understand that spring is when you're first born. So you're learning how to walk, you're springing into action. Spring is your, let's say 1 through 25, something like that. That's your springtime. You're fresh, you're newborn, on this planet. Then there's summer. That's your prime, your peak. That's when you're the fastest, your strongest. And then there's fall, when you're returning back to your source. So you're going back to this spiral. And then you go to winter. That's why it's called old man winter. And it's funny that you mimic the same patterns of when you was first being a baby in your later stages of your life, like not being able to have control of your bowels or sleeping a lot, things like that. Your hair falling out being symbolic of you going back to the beginning. But the whole purpose of understanding nature and where we come from is that you shouldn't fear death because it's cyclical. Everything is based on patterns, people. You get what I'm saying? So you have your spring, your summer, your fall, and your winter. But after every winter, baby, that spring come right back. So aside from the spring part, now it's going to touch into this God principle, this positivity, what we stand for, or for myself I should say, what I stand for. And I had to get a really understanding of this, that I am the embodiment of positivity, so I could never ever fear leaving this plane, because I understand that to assume this role of positivity, there will always be negativity. It's a matter of yin and yang, you know what I'm saying, that both got to exist together. But when I understand that I embody this principle of positivity, then I understand that once this reality is over for me, then I have to pick up that fight and continue, because positivity and negativity, there are two forces, and they will always be in existence, because again, one can't exist without the other. You can't even know your age unless there was disease and sickness and you getting older, things like that. So when I talk about GP, I'm talking about the God principle, you know what I'm saying? You got a battery, and the battery has a positive and a negative charge. So you got to go towards that positivity, stay on the positivity side of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? This is science. You understand? When we talk about mathematics, and you hear it a lot, that math is the language of God. So when we talk about simple mathematics, the science of positivity is simply addition. Think about it. Why do we keep seeing this sign on so many parts? You got the electron, shows that sign. The current show this sign, like a positive charge. And even in our math and our textbooks, we see this positive charge. And in the Christian cross, it's the same symbol. So we need to break down these symbols so we have a understanding and a deeper meaning for this. So when we're talking about positivity, we're talking about the generation principle. We're talking about love. We're talking about things that add to your life. Thinking good thoughts that puts you in a good mood. Because you're in a good mood, you do better work at your marriage or with your children or at your job. And because you're in that good mood and you're thinking positive, now you get a promotion. Now your marriage is better. Now your relationship with your children is better because you're adding. Positivity is the addition principle. This is the science, people. Mathematics. When you're being positive, you're adding to your life. There's two sides of the integer, right? The number line, remember they taught us in school? When you move to the right, the numbers get higher because you're on the positive side. You're adding, you're moving right. When you move to the left, you go to the negative. That's when you think bad thoughts. Now you tend to do negative actions. And you're thinking about your reality in a negative way. And because you're thinking about your reality in a negative way, now you know you're doing worse at job. You get fired, or you're in a bad spot in your relationship, and it's getting worse because you're thinking about all the bad things that person does, and you're etched in that negativity. You're in that dark place, and all you keep thinking about is everything that's going wrong. You get what I'm saying? So when you're on that spectrum, you got to get yourself out of there really quick because, again, like I said, there's positive and there's negativity. So remember, if positive is the generation principle and adding, the negativity is the Satan principle. The devil principle meaning you're taking away from your life. You're subtracting. You know what I'm saying? Because you're thinking about things in the wrong manner. Right? So we got to always move towards that positive principle. Keep adding on to our life. Thinking about it, right? It's always going to get better. You always got to keep telling yourself because that's what puts you in a better mood and will get you towards leaning towards the positive. We have this choice in our lives, people. This is the battle. You can always choose positivity or negative. It's always a choice. But if I can choose positivity and it'll make me feel better and it'll increase my life, why would I ever choose negativity? It's always a choice. Happiness is a choice, and it's what you choose to focus on. So you can focus on what's going right in your life, the positive, or you can focus on what's going wrong. You know what I'm saying? But that's the spirit, and that's why I'm glad it's springtime. It's time for new life, resurrect. Let's get to this positivity. Let's get to adding on, and let's get to this paper. Let's get to progress, and let's get to the success, my people. Let's make it happen. Let's go and get it.